Hello and welcome to Who Is Best, a show where I, LOCLOUDANE,
and Mrs. LOCLOUDANE, and you know what that means.
Culture, class, deep and thought-provoking questions on the existence of the universe.
No, Chandler. It means boobs. That's the only reason you ever have me on the show.
Nah, that's... You also... You... A show where I, LOCLOUDANE, take games that give you choices and rate those choices in a tier list. Vanillaware's history is full of gorgeous masterpieces of video game art that transcend almost any other media in existence. Every game is hand-drawn and, well, beautiful. George Kamitani's art style is so unique and instantly recognizable, similar to the art of Yoshitaka Amano or Akira Toriyama. It's also, well, exotic.
There's not much to say here. George Kamitani likes to embellish the human body. From busty fox demons to unfathomably muscular men to even bustier secret agents, George doesn't hold back.
Which brings us to the title we'll be talking about today. Dragon's Crown has the structure and flow of some of the best arcade beat-em-ups in existence. Take Golden Axe, the D&D games, Ninja Turtles, or any of the other masterworks out there, put it in a blender with a traditional action RPG and, well, this, and you have Dragon's Crown.
Today we'll be talking about the 6 playable characters and their subsequent classes.
As one can imagine, Dragon's Crown is built as a co-op game, giving you AI companions if you lack real ones. During your adventure, you'll also level up skills, find weapons, armor, and accessories to up your stats, abilities, and spells. All of this plays a part in placing these characters, so we'll be considering all of it.
Oh, and don't forget to stick around till the end, where we'll reveal which characters we chose in our co-op playthrough.
Now let's get started with the tier. So there aren't really any characters we would categorize as a crap tier character, so we'll move straight into the low tier. The fighter is the polar opposite of the Amazon. Where the latter is focused on damage, the fighter is a tank. Many of the fighter's abilities are centered around pulling aggro or shielding allies. Cyclone Masher and Tempest Edge make up the bulk of his attacks, and at the end of the day, the fighter ends up putting out the least amount of damage overall. Distraction and Sacrifice are some of the most important defensive skills he acquires, and can be helpful in late game. Overall, the main reason the fighter landed in the low tier is that when played optimally, there isn't really a reason to have a dedicated tank in the party. Most parties will rely more on the support of the Sorceress and Wizard over the fighter, which leaves him out of the optimal team build. The mid tier. If playing solo, the Elf is one of the best characters to choose. Her long-range attacks and traps take full advantage of the enemy AI in Dragon's Crown. Aside from the Killer Rabbit, which ends up being the Elf's bane, most bosses can be taken down by spamming your charge shot. The tricky part of the Elf is ammunition. Running out of arrows can spell disaster for anyone playing this class, so it becomes pivotal to learn how to optimize your arrow drops, or have a support character like the Sorceress who can help fill up your inventory. Requiring more strategy than any other character, the Elf is a hard-to-master class with incredible potential for a skilled player. The Dwarf is the complete opposite. Dwarf has a pretty insane exploit with double Grand Smash and Ice Hammers. Spamming slams and waiting for cooldowns or creating never-ending blizzards can make the Dwarf pretty broken. Pump Up and Rock Skin make him nearly as tanky as the fighter, with the damage consistency of the Elf and Amazon. His throw ability is cool, in theory, but any truly difficult enemy is immune. All in all, the Dwarf is a small bag of immensely broken tricks that, if done correctly, can do some consistent and powerful AoE damage. The top tier. The first and only member of the top tier is the Sorceress. The Sorceress is the single best support character in Dragon's Crown. Providing food, different protections, and screen-wiping spells don't even begin to scratch the surface. All of her wand's elemental attacks, especially the Ice Wand, can do god-tier damage to bosses and clear mobs in seconds. Her spells can be chained for immense destructive power, as pairing Thunderhead and Blizzard can send your damage numbers sky high. The protection spell and her incredible aerial dash can come in clutch in chaotic boss fights where attacks come from all angles. Although she doesn't reach the DPS numbers of the Amazon and Wizard, and is also one of the most equipment-dependent classes in the game, the Sorceress is almost a must-have for any party comp.
Chandler! The God Tier.
First up on the God Tier is the Amazon. The name of the game here is her parry skill. If you can master this, then you will be dishing out the most damage in the game consistently. Avoiding hits is important when playing this class, so the Amazon can be risky, but that's the only true negative here. If you master the parry mechanic, the Amazon can actually become near invincible. The iframes from her parry, when coupled with a chaotic spattering of projectiles or constant enemy attacks, provides you the ability to avoid damage altogether. In the hands of a veteran, this class is truly impressive. Add in long-range attacks like Stun Wave and the continual ramping of damage, and you have one impressive steel bikini-clad babe. The final member of the God Tier and top of this list is the Wizard. The Wizard is the ultimate test in ability. You are sacrificing pretty much all survivability for raw, unmitigated destruction. Like the Sorceress, the Wizard is dependent on equipment for his setup. But with the right combination of slow and overdrive, coupled with his devastating meteor spell and insta-kill attacks, the Wizard can make quick work of almost every boss or mob and dish out the highest damage numbers possible. And that's our list. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to see more fantastic video game tier lists. Bonus round. All right, Allie. Why don't you tell them who you picked and why?
I picked the fighter and named him Biff because it just fit. Who did you pick, Chandler?
Oh, well, you know me. I obviously picked the elegant and destructive dwarf.
Right.
Right. You know how I appreciate a strong man with a big beard.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just kidding. I picked the Sorceress, of course.
Of course. In all honesty, I am pretty sure I wanted to pick the Sorceress when we started playing this game, but she's just out of my skill level.
Too difficult, yeah.
I'm just a beginner, and the fighter was perfect for me. But
I think you should have gone with the Amazon after putting this list together. She's a babe.
No. If I can't have the hottest babe, I'm going to have the big buff man with the big sword. That's what I have to do.
Swing.
Chandler, end the video.